We are live. We are live, man. Today is day 25 and we are live. Get it? See how that works? Man, what an amazing day and amazing few 25 days it has been. If this is your first time tuning in, welcome to Miracle March. Miracle March is an intentional month where we are motivating, inspiring, and coaching aspiring entrepreneurs and helping them to and empowering them with the tools to succeed. And this really just started last year. It started just by an inspired thought where I got this thought that I just want to give back with no idea how I was going to do it. And just started to do free coaching sessions with persons. And that really empowered me because I started to see the transformation in everyone's life that I was able to impart my knowledge into. And today I want to talk about superpowers. And superpowers is definitely something that many people don't actually take to heart or respect. Like, because a lot of times your superpower might be the thing that is just something you're good at, and no wonder why it's called your superpower. And you may not see how you can monetize on it today. And that's one of the things, because when you get into your superpower and you start realizing, like, this is something I may be good at. For me, talking to people, at least that's I back in the day, I used to say, man, I want to get paid for my ideas. I had no idea how I could get paid for my ideas. And I've been saying this since I was a kid. Like, I had no idea because people would call me. And once they called me, I'd be able to give them feedback or information that always inspired them. And so I always really felt like it would be something that would be pretty cool. It would be pretty cool. And so how did I take it? Now, of course, I pursued a lot of other things in life. I pursued going out to be a DJ, which was I love music. I still love music. I pursued going out to be a cybersecurity guy and a IT guy. And those are all things that I believe that I'm still pretty good at. I got a knack for doing things. However, being able to live in my superpower, being able to um, hear someone on the spot. And one of the things with Miracle March is that when people would ask me, like, hey, what do you want to talk about or whatever, I just say, hey, whatever you want, like, let's just go up here and have fun. Whatever questions you have, do not tell me ahead of time, because I actually like the challenge of thinking on my foot. Like, I just like to be challenged. That's one of the things that I enjoy, because I think it's definitely something that is a superpower of mine. And so I tell them, don't tell me, wait till we get on live, and then you can ask me anything so that I could think about a solution or be able to guide as best as possible. And this would make sense because even as a cybersecurity guy, I I had to think a lot. And so if our job was to think about how could somebody not get into our system, to keep hackers out of the system, then it forced me to think. So there's a parallel here, right? Even though it wasn't what I currently do, I was still paid to be able to think as to how I could stop this thing from happening. And so I say all of that to say this, because someone's listening that might be, well, I'm really good at helping people or catering to people. I'm a really good listener. I'm a really good this. I'm a really good that. Like, you might be an amazing baker. It does not matter what you do. What matters is the fact that you're able to apply it, and how could you give more value. That's what we're going for, being able to use your gift to provide value to someone. And so let's look at Aunt Jemima. Aunt Jemima, she was good at baking, or and she created a recipe that she was now able to give value to other people. Now, most people in the world, or at least in America, loves Aunt Jemima's pancakes, right? Like, let's say Wendy's or any, like, some of these different fast food chains that was all started by somebody that had an idea, something. And I bet, like, we do the research, I bet a lot of these people all had things that they enjoyed, right? They were things that they enjoyed that they probably started doing for another reason. And so don't put aside the thing that you enjoy thinking that it has no value or it has no worthiness. That's a limiting belief. You want to be able to start doing things from a place of belief and knowing and understanding that you could provide value to the marketplace. Now, what I do is you start testing on your friends. So let's say you're a good cook, invite people over, cook for them. Let them know, ask them, hey, what do you think? Rate me from 1 through 10 or 1 through 5 if you would pay for this, if you would buy this, and you start showing it. Because the next piece, and I think a lot of times why most people stay within themselves, is because now you cannot market yourself. And so now marketing yourself is now difficult. And it doesn't mean that you need to be the sole marketer. This is not something that you have to do, but you do have to get over that fear of putting yourself out there. I know when I was converting from being a 9-to-5er to an entrepreneur, marketing myself was pretty difficult because I took everything personal. It was like it wasn't something that we were taught in the 9-to-5 realm. And so marketing yourself is something like, if you want to be an amazing entrepreneur, marketing yourself is absolutely one of the things that you need to be able to do. Now, again, you could have a partner that's responsible for doing the marketing, but it's definitely something that may not be a superpower. But until you get that partner, you got to put yourself out there. Putting yourself out there and just going on Instagram. There's so many channels today where you're able to put yourself out there and start marketing. This is something that I wish I knew when I started in entrepreneurship, in being able to market. And so now if you got to market, then you got to understand sales. Sales is also something that you do have to learn if you're going to be an entrepreneur. Now, all of these things are tied to your superpower. Why? Because if you even discover your superpower and you're not able to get it in front of people, then it's like Spider-Man just living at home with all of his powers and not being able to save the rest of the world, right? Like, having superpowers without anyone knowing about it equals to nothing. You may have never discovered it. Once you've discovered your superpower, you got to get it in front of people. You get it in front of people by understanding marketing, understanding sales, because even if you see you're in front of someone, nobody likes to be sold. Absolutely no one loves to be sold. So you got to be able to articulate yourself in such a way where someone says, man, I resonate with this. Sign me up. I want to do it. Right. And it's something that we should always continuously work on. And it's something that I'm currently working on when it comes to being able to articulate myself so that the product, which is me, and my ability to articulate or help someone through a situation, is received in a way that somebody doesn't feel like they're being a scumbag or like, oh man. So this is why it's so important, even as you discover your superpowers, there's so many layers to understanding and knowing what to do so that your superpower is in front of your right audience, your right target audience, so that you are able to live in purpose. I hope this was helpful in understanding your superpower, understanding yourself. Go take some time to understand what your superpower might be. What are some of the things that you're good at? There are things that you are naturally good at that you may say, I'm good at this, but I'm not sure how I could get paid for it. Let's not think about the money part yet. Let's think about what value could you provide? How valuable is it? And then you start thinking about how could I make this valuable to someone else to get paid for it? But get the what first. What are you good at? What is your superpower? Take some time, write down different things that you're pretty awesome at this week so that you could then start discovering and honing in on your superpower. Peace and love, y'all. Catch y'all tomorrow for day 26 of Miracle March. Peace.